Okay, guys. So this is the pH test using our Hawk test kit. So one thing with this, there's two different ones on here. We're going to do the simpler one. It's actually in the back of the manual. It's a lot faster, a lot easier. What we'll need for this, again, if we use our apparatus and reagents, we need our color compensator box. We'll talk about how to use that in a second if we haven't used it. We need our wide range pH indicator. We need our wide range pH indicator disc that will go into our box. And then we need our two viewing sample test tubes or tubes. Okay, so these I already have them filled up. The 5 liter mark, it's really hard to see on there. But there is kind of a dull section in here that you have 5 milliliters is right at the bottom, 10 milliliters at the top. So it wants 5 milliliters in there. In both of these. So one of these is going to be just kind of our base sample. The other one is going to be our tested sample. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we want to add 6 drops. Once we have our samples, we want to add 6 drops of our wide range pH indicator to it. Okay, so this is going to be our sample tube. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we can already see we've got a nice color change. Just want to swirl that around. Okay, so it's uniform throughout the tube. Okay, so now we'll set that aside for just a second. We're going to show you how to use this color compensator. So what this does, and it allows us to match our base with the color that we see here using this color wheel. Okay, so it opens up like this. Okay, you just take that color wheel and you're going to put it on there. Okay, so it's like that, and so it can spin. Okay, then you go ahead and close that up. Okay, now this is very important. So when we're looking at it on the front here, down below, that's going to give you your measurement, right, for pH. Okay, and you'll be able to see those numbers better when you look at this. But this inside, so if we think the center of this thing here, this inside one, that is going to be where we put our sample with the indicator in it. Okay, and that's very important. If you mix this up, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, our baseline tube is going to go here on the outside. Okay, so now as we can look at this, I'm going to see if we can get a view of it. You can see as I spin this dial, we can see those color changes there. This color here, that is our sample. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to match the color from our sample to the color on the color wheel. Okay, so we can see if we're way off, you know, that doesn't match. But as we rotate this around, okay, now we're starting to get a little closer. You want to make sure your hand's not covering the back like mine was. And we want to rotate that around. Ooh, that's pretty close. There we go, until that's a color match. Okay. Any darker, we're probably more, looks a little darker on the outside. We're probably more around here, I would say. Yeah, in between those. So if you're kind of right in between, we can just kind of hold it there. And so what that tells us then, as we look, we have a pH between 8 and 8.5. Okay, and so that's how we do our pH test.